Well, as part of our continuing Discover Thursdays promotion through the Birch Bay Chamber of Commerce, this week we're highlighting Guardian Title and Escrow, Guardian Northwest Title and Escrow. And we're joined now by Kellie Strong with Guardian Northwest Title and Escrow. One of the first things you pointed out to me when I asked you for information, locally owned and operated with exclamation points, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal. So we are absolutely locally owned. They've been in Skagit County for over 50 years, but then in 2019 we opened this office here in Whatcom, so yeah, we cover all three counties, but we are local owned and we all live here, and we are hyper local in our education and information about our areas.
Yeah, because that was one of the other things. The first bullet points you sent me was very active in and proud sponsor of many local charities. And I know here just over the last several months with the Birch Bay Chamber of Commerce, you guys have really dove in. And that's just one example.
Yes, absolutely. We're super happy to be, right now, the next two events that we're working with are Lydia Place. They have a nice big event coming up, so we're co-sponsoring that, and we're always looking for more different communities that we can be involved in. So
you said we all earlier, and you have quite a staff here at Guardian Northwest Title and Escrow. You mentioned in your notes to me Team Tammy. Over 75 years of combined experience just out of this office. Tell me about Team Tammy.
Team Tammy, we are kind of the underdogs in the area because we're kind of a little bit quieter than some of the other companies. We only have a couple of other competitors. We love everybody. We get along with everyone. However, we have a lot of experience. So what that really means to a client or to any of our people that come in is it has to do with experience of understanding each and every real estate transaction. They'll have their own differences, right? Many things are the same, but many things are different. And what that means to you guys is that we're going to be able to, we're going to recognize something. We're going to maybe be able to assist in ways that is going to be pulled from our experiences in the past and all the many, many files. So from transaction coordination, real estate agents, sales manager, and absolute closers, and we have also 4 notaries in our office. So yeah, we have a ton of experience that we love to be able to share with anyone that needs it.
You were sharing with me before we started recording that you've been in the real estate industry as a whole for a few years. And have you ever seen anything like what we've experienced here over the last couple of years?
Yeah, actually, I've been in it long enough, about 25 years now, a little over 20. Yeah, almost 25. Anyway, yeah, I've seen the dips and dives and all of that. Now, I have been told many times about the 80s and all of that. So, yeah, but the interest rates, they are what they are. But I love the phrase that keeps going around lately in the industry, and that has to do with what is it? You date the rate, but you marry the property. Okay. So, don't be afraid of it. It absolutely is going to be okay. We're not out of the realm or too crazy. So it's just kind of a normal market, and everyone's being very cautious, but I'm not scared.
So you have a buyer, a seller, usually at least one agent, a lot of times two, and a lender in many cases as well. But yet the most important cog in that wheel is oftentimes the one that people don't talk about as much, and that's the title and escrow companies. So just breaking it down to the very basics of what you guys do, could you do that?
I could.
Because it's such an important part of what's the process.
Thank you so much, Sasha. And actually, you couldn't be more correct on that. When it comes to the title and the escrow, it's 2 separate things. Title insurance is exactly what it is. It's insuring a property seller and a buyer that everything is clean on the title. They go through and they have to go back many times, 100 years in those old books at the county and things like that. And so they have to pull in all the information, everyone that's ever owned it, everyone that has an easement or a right to the property, mineral rights, things like that. And so it's all about making sure that it is absolutely clean before it transfers ownership from one person to another. And so that insurance is exactly what that's all about. And that is all those guys, those wonderful men and women that sit there and they do all the research through the county records and they have to pull it in. And we actually have two underwriters that we're proud to work with. We feature Stewart Title, and which comes with Stewart rates, and then First American Title, which is First American rates. So there's that side. Then escrow is of course hand in hand, but it's different in the fact that they are basically a neutral third party. They are the ones that have to take the contracts and the information, and they look at all this, as they call it, the escrow instructions. They look at everything and they say, okay, what does the buyer need and what does the seller need to be able to make this transaction actually happen and the property transfer over. And so it is a legal entity that is able to collect funds from a buyer to pass over to a seller. And it is the one that takes all the information and makes sure that it is handled exactly so that you don't have any issues to deal with after the closing.
Now, a lot of times, in the effort to make it as turnkey as possible for the buyer and seller, you'll see either the real estate agents or the lenders take care of hiring the title and escrow company. And a lot of times they'll make that decision, but it's the buyers and the sellers that are actually paying for this, depending on whatever the deal is. So that's certainly a discussion that can and should be had between the buyers and the sellers, and whether it's the lender or the real estate agent that's making that decision.
I absolutely love that you bring that up. The truth is that we love our connections and our relationships that we have with all of our lenders and our realtors. And absolutely, we understand, and I understand as being a real estate agent, that when we have our team that works, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So I would always tell my clients, look, I work with Joe Blow over here at Joe Blow Title and Escrow, and I can tell you that they're going to take great care of you. And that makes a smooth process as long as I can trust them. So the situation is, as a buyer or a seller, you are going to be paying those fees, and you do have the right to be able to have that conversation. So not to disrespect any realtors, but the truth is you do have that right. So as a buyer or a seller, you want to look at that. You want to ask your realtor to go ahead and provide you a few different. We all give out what's called a seller's net sheet or a buyer's net sheet. And so you can have those preliminary numbers based on this sales price. What are the fees that's going to be charged to me, and what is going to be the net back to me? You can get those, the agents can get those free. And of course you can get one, anyone can get one free on our website. So it's wonderful. We want nothing more than to be able to partner with everyone that's in the industry. And we want to prove our way of taking care of you, and we'll make we'll make sure that we take great care of your clients, but also would love to have those conversations with absolute buyers and sellers too.
A couple of other things we want to get to. We're visiting with Kellie Strong with Guardian Northwest Title and Escrow. Tell me about in-house 1031 exchange services, something you offer.
Yes, it's actually something I'm really proud of. So our in-house 1031 in-house means that, again, we have representation in our offices in 3 counties. So it's Whatcom, Skagit, and Island County. And what that means for anybody that is transferring properties, now that has to do with investments, and it has to do with safe harbor tax shelters, okay? And so when you're going to sell an investment property and you're going to look at the money that you're going to be making, well, Uncle Sam once says, so in order to save on those taxes and do things that are the best for your pockets as well as legal, right? You need to have someone handle that. And so our 1031 exchange, of course, it's been around for over 50 years as well. But what's great about us is that any one of our offices, if we are closing your transaction, we are handling the title and escrow, you don't have any extra fees, of course, to be able to take the funds from the 1031 and apply it to the purchase of a new property. And I might have not spelled that all out, but that's what that is about. If you want me to go through the whole timeline, I certainly could.
Yeah, there's better forums than this video to do
we
that.
do offer classes on 1031 exchange, so we will be opening those up soon.
Well, and that actually leads into my next question very well. This can be daunting. Buying and selling a home can be tough, and sometimes people want to go and just kind of do their own little bit of research before they really dive in and tackle that. You guys offer some free tools on your website. There's a new calculator tool that I saw that allows people to do just that, go in and do a little bit of their own research before maybe picking up the phone and calling.
Yes, absolutely. You're able to go in there and, from everything from comparing from renting versus buying. You can look at how that works and how that fits for your own personal information, as well as, well, if I sold my house at, like Joe's did down the street, this is how much I would get. But other than that, I am absolutely happy. And all of us marketing execs and people, we would love to sit down. If you want some one-on-one time, we're there. Pick up the phone or text us or whatever, and we would be there in a heartbeat to do that. But yes, we are going to be opening up classes for new realtors, and as well as anyone that is buying and selling. We like to try to be able to bring them together and have some donuts or something, but also just have a mastermind with lenders and realtors and things like that. So we absolutely can help with education.
Obviously, there are other title and escrow companies out there. Mm-hmm. If you could capsulize in 30 seconds what sets Guardian apart, how would you do that?
Man, I love the fact that, yes, we're local. Yes, we have our hands in our community, and we want to make sure that we are always have our finger on the pulse, but we also have those professional experience, tools, everything that any big name brand would have and be able to bring to the table. So we really have best of the both worlds. We have that huge corporation type of tools and situation and the education, but we have the hyper local personalities, people, human factor that's going to be able to be here no matter what. So we come to you, you come to us, however it needs to be done. If you have something that needs to be closed, we're going to make sure we take care of it for you.